welcome back to Consumer Update. I'm Kelly Lightbourne. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and joining me today with more is Dr. Katie Lester from Tower Radiology Centers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
No, we're glad to have you here because this is really an important topic that a lot of women don't necessarily want to talk about, but it affects us all. I'm just going to throw out a number. I want a number right away. How many people or how many women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in 2013?
It's estimated that approximately 200,000 women will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer in 2013, and an additional 60,000 women will be diagnosed with the pre-invasive or early breast cancer, so about 260,000 total.
See, and I really wanted to throw that out right at the beginning because I want to jar people and let them know that this really can affect them and that this is a serious issue.
Well, people are shocked. About 1 in 8 in their lifetime women will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
And it's the leading cause of cancer in women. Aside from skin cancer, it's a leading cause of cancer in women, and it's the second leading cause of death after lung cancer. So about 40,000 people a year will die from breast cancer.
Yeah, and if that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. So I mean, if you're at home right now and you've not done the self exams, what would you say to the women that don't do this on a regular basis?
Well, the self-exams are important. It's only one part of preventing breast cancer. You can do a self-exam. Approximately, we recommend doctors about once a month that you do that.
Really?
And then
I do like once a year.
Yeah, about once a month. No one really follows that, but like in the shower once a month, whatever. And then once a year by your clinician, and they do a little more thorough examination. But they don't know your breast as well as you do. So you got to get to know yourself. But the gold standard really is yearly screening mammograms, digital screening mammograms. And that is the most important thing to stay on it and know each year if you are at increased risk.
Because what's great about breast cancer is it can be treated early. And so why wouldn't you do that? Exactly.
And what most people don't know about breast cancer, our job as radiologists are to diagnose breast cancer at the earliest stage possible. So if you catch it while it's still in your breast, the cure rate is 96%, which is great. But the second it moves to a regional cancer, which is within your lymph nodes, the survival rate goes down to 78%. And then when it goes to other sites in your body, like your liver or something like that, or your bones, it's down to 21%. So the earliest stage, that we could catch it, the better, and the higher the survival rate.
And it's easy to catch.
It is.
That's what's so insane is that you can actually do something about it. You just have to actually do something about it.
And people are confused because there's all these different recommendations going by different societies, but the American Cancer Society, the American College of Radiology, us radiologists, we recommend that women at the age of 40 begin their yearly screening mammograms if they don't have any symptoms or any family history. Now, if there's a family history, like in a first-degree relative such as a sister or a mother, you need to start earlier, 10 years earlier than when they were diagnosed. So if a patient has, their mother had breast cancer that was diagnosed at age 40, they begin their mammograms at age 30 and every single year. So, so increased risk is also with the breast cancer gene, the BRCA gene that we've heard about in the news. So then you'd also begin earlier, and we have different tools for that.
To test for it, I'm assuming.
Yes.
How easy, because I've not had one, I'm right on the cusp, so I will be in there. If the age is 40, I'm right there. How easy is the process?
It's very easy. You go in and you have your breast compressed in 2 different positions from top to bottom and kind of from side to side. And you do 2 pictures of each breast. And I actually just had mine about a month ago, my very first one. And I hear, some people have pain or this and that, and I did not have any pain. I didn't think it was uncomfortable. It was, you had to maneuver a little bit, but it wasn't difficult at all. And it's such an easy thing. And it's also important to have your old mammograms if you ever move somewhere else. The most important tool we have as radiologists is comparing to old mammograms. So we'll look at the current mammogram, and to see if there's a subtle change, it's nice to have, we actually compare multiple years of your older mammograms.
Wow.
So that's also something to remember, that if you ever move, bring your old mammograms with you.
Yeah, that's an interesting note, because I would have never thought. I would just say, okay, I'm going in, this is good, but you guys really do chart the progression.
And that's, at Tower we have the digital mammography, which is important because we have a computer database, and that stores all your mammograms for multiple years, and we have up to from 2000 that we store. So we usually look at least 3 years prior to compare to see if there have been any differences.
Now, how important is it, like you've just mentioned, a technical term, the technology, is it different? Are there different machines that test in different ways? Or?
There are. Now, just for screening, we just use the regular screening mammogram. But if a patient has a lump in their breast, or if their screening mammogram shows an abnormality, then we recommend what is called a diagnostic mammogram, which basically means there are special images that can be done targeted to the area of concern. And then the radiologist immediately looks at those images while the patient is still there and decides if any additional imaging is needed, either additional imaging with the mammogram or a breast ultrasound. Breast ultrasound is a great tool. It uses sound waves to look at the breast tissue to see if there's anything suspicious. It can differentiate between like a solid or cystic mass. Solid things usually are more worrisome than cysts. It can tell breast cancer from benign tumors. And then it can find, if it does find a breast cancer, then the next step is biopsy. And you know, back in the day, if a woman had a lump or a suspicious mass, they'd have to go to a surgeon, have a piece of their breast removed, have a bad scar. Well, now they can just come into the center. They can have the procedure done right there using either mammogram or ultrasound. We just give a little lidocaine medicine, use the ultrasound or mammogram to see where we're going, and take a few samples of the mass or whatever. And 48 hours later, we have an answer, cancer or none.
And it seems like this is just a one-stop shop.
It is. And we actually have a comprehensive breast program. We do diagnostic mammograms, ultrasounds, breast MRI. We have 11 centers that have breast imaging. So you come in, if you have an abnormality. Normally, if you don't have a comprehensive breast program, it can take several months to get diagnosed with breast cancer. Our average, you know, you can get in, get the mammogram, the biopsy, everything is about 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. Well, how do they find you?
Well, we are on the internet. We are www.towerradiologycenters.com, and we have, I think, 13 or 14 centers throughout the Tampa Bay area, and like I said, 11 of them do the breast imaging. So,
well, Dr. Lester, thank you so much. A lot of great information. That's all we have time for this edition of Consumer Update. I'm Kelly Lightbourne. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Consumer Update has been brought to you by Suncoast Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Law Office of Ligori and Cappy, and Tower Radiology Centers.